going to talk this week around project operations, I think, which is what's replacing project service automation. So project service automation was part of the service part of Dynamics 365 alongside customer service and field service, I believe. And yeah, we've actually implemented it in a number of clients. So we're quite familiar really with what PSA did. And what it will carry on doing for those customers for around 4 years, I think. But now there's a new game in town, project operations, which seems to, I think the hope, the ambition is to provide best in class around project management, essentially, but also bringing in some parts that were in finance and operations before this. And also there's this link now to project, which is project online, which has been long desired, I think, because of the need for an easy way of creating your projects, not just using project templates, but also to really build up that productivity line by making it easy and straightforward and quick to get projects in hand. So, but I know, Ian, you've been chatting with various people in the Microsoft sphere around this, and I think you probably know more than me.
I wouldn't say that at all, Wendy. But yeah, I think it's been an interesting, a challenging journey with projects, if I'm honest. Project service automation was always very good, but it had some gaps, particularly around Gantt charting. Very well having a tabular work breakdown structure and what have you in there, and with project tasks and a project task assignment. Yeah, fine, good. But if you're very visually orientated like I am, the Gantt was really critical, and not just in an individual project, but also then when you boil up to all your projects, just see where your loading's coming in for your organisation, what have you. I think it was really quite critical. I remember a couple of years ago when we were at Inspire, and we went to talk to the people at the project, saying, right, what's going on? And they said, oh, great new tool. And they showed us Project Online, which was amazing. It was really good. It was clean, it worked, it was responsive. But when we asked them about when it was going to be available in Dynamics, it all got a little bit, don't know, maybe next year, or what have you. So fast forward a year, nearly 2 years now, and what I was concerned about was, well, in a way I was concerned, in a way I was quite supportive, was the fact that Project Services was taken over by Mohammed, who runs the whole finance and supply chain division now.
Yeah.
And he's in engineering terms, he really gets things done, which is great. But then I'm thinking, well, that's now sitting in finance and operations or finance and supply chain, and most of our customers aren't.
Yeah.
However, I'm delighted to say that there's a middle ground being struck here. So if you buy into project operations, as you say, you get project operations and you get a license for project as well, Project Online. So when you want to actually dive into the actual, if you're like me and you want to be able to work on a Gantt chart, you can, and you can allocate resources on that Gantt chart, and you can move the timelines around on that Gantt chart. Fabulous, brilliant. That's really cool. When you deploy it, you can also deploy elements of finance and operations, or finance and supply chain, because you can actually do the invoicing and billing and project costing.
Yeah.
And it's actually in finance. Now,
Yeah.
you don't have to, because you don't have to implement that bit. You can actually leave it in project and in project operations, and then decide whether you want to push it into something like Business Central or another finance package.
Yeah.
So that's fine. Of course, there are some people then going, well, hang on a minute, my customers don't want the finance and operations bit, but they're paying actually a premium price, because in actual fact, it is the most expensive SKU in the Dynamics stable. It's 90 something pounds.
Exactly.
Now, you could argue that's 90 pounds well spent. It's about £3 a day, but it's still an expensive SKU, and potentially bits of it that some people don't want. So I know there is some discussion in the industry about whether in actual fact that pricing might change for those people who don't want elements of it, or whether that'll happen, I don't know. But as I say, it's a fabulous tool now for project management. but it does go all the way. It does everything, and therefore it is quite a beast. And it also takes a little bit of implementing and setting to work. But the inclusion of the project piece itself actually was a game changer for me. That made it work worthwhile.
Yeah, I remember that event. Well, I remember Inspire very well, but the point at which we went to the project people and we could see all this stuff and we were like, wow, this is fab. When's it going to be in PSA? And their faces dropped and our faces dropped too. And I think we had to go and have a beer after that. It was just too disappointing. But I think one of the things I can see here is this. So the opportunity that's actually been created by the Common Data Service, hasn't it? Because you can create these applications that are actually part of what was in finance and operations and what was in customer engagement. And now we can see, and that's always been a bit of a kind of nowhere land, okay, that's called Dynamics 365, that's called Dynamics 365. We know that actually they're not really talking to each other, and yeah, they are kind of separate, and architecturally they're a bit different. And if you're not a techie like me, you're kind of sitting there going, well, hang on, how come? But it seems to me that now we've got a way forward with that, with the Common Data Service, and I imagine that we're going to see more and more of this, where and I think really PSA, project operations is PSA and finance and operations and project online capabilities is a mature ring product now. That's actually really going to be fit for purpose and really going to change the way they work.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the point you made about the Common Data Service is absolutely right, spot on. And whilst the thing was, the finance operations didn't quite sit on it, but now engineering have got it, and I won't even profess to understand how that works, but engineering have got it talking now. So fundamentally, for all intents and purposes, it is sitting, finance operations, finance and supply chain is sitting on a common data model. Same with Business Central. So we're now getting that, that connectivity going on. So in as a kind of system setup terms, you can just assume it is. Right.
Yeah.
That has meant that, of course, we've got that, as you say, project now and project operations. If you really wanted billing and finance and operations, you can do that. But also, therefore, in theory, you can also push it into Business Central or another platform as well to do your billing if you wish to. So, as you say, it's more and more as the platforms really gel together, then you're getting that ability to work across them so much more seamlessly. Yeah, it's a great tool. I think we're just implementing a version ourselves to do some more work on. So I'm sure we'll be able to feedback our experiences over the next few weeks about how that goes and as we implement for some of our customers.
Yeah, I think that will be useful. And just to reiterate, you can no longer buy a PSA license, I believe, from the 1st of October. And no, this was released on the 1st of October, and then the PSA deprecation was beginning on the 10th of October this year. So obviously, if there are people out there that are running PSA, they need to have a think about where they want to go and what they want to do with that, and whether or not this is going to work for them, or are they going to have to think in new ways about what they're doing? But I think the point I'd like to make about that, because I know people go, why did they have to change it? We've only just got to grips with it. You had a PSA implementation last year, maybe, and you'll be sitting here going, why did they have to do this again? Well, the point is, this is an improvement. It will be an improvement. It fills some of those gaps. And really, if now you've got many more options. There are some project costing stuff going. There is that going on in Business Central. So, if it's the project costing that you're mostly looking at, you can do that there. So I think there's a lot of opportunity with this, and I'll be looking forward to hearing how from people about what they think about this. And are they excited about it or a little bit daunted? And if you're daunted, come talk to us.
Indeed. Yeah, absolutely. Well, so I think we'll bring some more experiences back to this group and in the future as it rolls out. But as I say, for those that are on PSA, you don't panic. There's going to be a long life tail on that platform. So don't panic. It's not going to be shut down tonight.
No, you've got at least 4 years to plan, so that's good.
Yeah. Cool.
So I think, is that it for today, Ian? I think that's it for today. Have we thought about what we're going to do next time?
No,
Probably
got any
not.
ideas?
Well, I think project operations really made itself. I mean, maybe we could have a look at the common data service and the changes that that's brought about. Oh, and the possibly the new name.
The new name. We'll have a raffle over what the new name's might be next week. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Let's talk about that next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Ian. Thank you, Wendy. If you liked this video, please like, comment and subscribe. And we'll see you back here next week. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
See you then.